We shot this in Ibiza or something.
My character is Ivan McCormack, and he is the younger brother of Neil McCormack, who's the main protagonist of the story, if you will. And he is basically Neil convinces Ivan to do everything in the story, because Neil is the far more, I suppose, ambitious one, or the one with his head far more in the clouds. String company, the night is cold. There's always a living space. It's hard to know. If you had a choice.
Let's do it, guys. So particularly at the top, and when there's no singing on, loads of fucking, you know.
Fuck you, Neil.
Exactly.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, hey! Wow!
It was funny because myself and Ben were in the recording studio, and he rightly pointed out that the real Neil and Ivan spent years trying to get to the place that we were, as in a recording studio and recording music at a professional level. I mean, when I was younger, we used to play like Irish traditional music every week in pubs around County Laois, and that was good crack. So it was just up playing the bodhrán and the whistle till all hours in the morning with a small group of players, you know, in local rural pubs down in Laois. So, you know, a bit of musical background, but never tried to make a career out of it or anything. But then never tried to make a career out of this. But here I'm sat talking to ye.
And collected and tell you about what he wants from that scene that day and which part of the story it fits in.
This, I'm going to rape this, I'm going to shoot 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 that, and I'm going to shoot over his shoulder.
Yes.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Pretty much that's what we're going to do.
Go.
Yes.
Do we dance around, or are we just bobbing along?
Just be cool in the fucking sight. Don't, you know.
Yeah, nice guy.
Be interesting. Just be cool. And you should smoke. You should smoke. Can I get cigarettes for him? Can I get cigarettes for him?
You look all shiny.
Action.
Get him out.
Mr. Mackin.
Let's get this over with.
One more. Try and find the light. A bit more as you come up. Ready? Close it. Tuck down it. Makes his hair there. And 1, 2, 3. And lots of screams. You think you can get shot as soon as the door opens, okay? So add some screams. No, don't shoot me. Both of you. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and action.
Get him out.
Mr. Mackin.
Let's get this over
Don't,
with.
don't do that again. Do that again. Do that again.
Mr. Mackin.
You gotta believe it. We've landed a really, really massive gig. There's a very confused band in my garage right now waiting.
Was coming in, it's one of them.
I think people are sitting over there having his tea, and Ben's sitting here having his tea.
This is lovely. It's like it's like an audience with Pete Postlethwaite.
Fine, you caught us getting our thermals off. Imagine we went up on that stage wearing thermals. We'd die of dehydration in about 6 minutes. That music, it's quite strange since we're getting our clothes on again.
Actually have to be out of breath to look like I'm out of breath. It's drama school training for you.
Here we have a clear example of the novices of rock and roll. They're trying to work up a sweat, so it looks like they've been on stage. In about 4 takes, we will see who has the most energy there.
We're limbering up.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, we gotta give the crowd what they want.
We're an 80s
cats
band.
here
Some of that.
have to stand, they go like this. And maybe put a leg on a monitor or
We're Bon
something and go like
Jovi
this.
Stadium Rock
Yeah.
Band.
whereas some people actually have to work. Are you mocking?
Well, it's you that's doing all the work.
Yeah,
instead of the
I have to
job.
sit and go like this.
It's like that marathon man, Dustin Hoffman. Was it
Try acting, darling.
I can't relate to how he went to try and get it. You know what I mean? His methods of trying to get fame and success, because they're completely stupid and counterproductive. Again, the real Neil McCormick, sensationalized film, only loosely based on your real story. No offense made, but you know, because I suppose the nature of Neil McCormick in this film is that he kind of, you know, he has the looks and he can sing in the film, and you would think, you know, he has the ingredients to make a pop star, but he's just he just completely destroys it for himself every time.
And he's available for, you know, weddings and parties, and that's true. He makes a living as a musician, and he would like to have done it on a grander scale.
What questions?
Twitter.
Never heard of it.
Really?
No, what is it? Is it some kind of porn site?
Even I know what Twitter is. Crazy!
We went dogging in a car park in Belfast together. That's when we really bonded as brothers.
Untrue. Next.
That's what I do with my brother.
I think we didn't really kind of have to do crazy stuff off set, because on set we would be lunging around in makeup and mullets and leather trousers to a kind of rent-a-crowd. So, you know, off set it was kind of like, oh, let's sit down and have tea and play Scrabble.
Yeah, there was a lot of watching films together, like heating up Marks and Spencer food and sitting in.
It was
one
French
of the other's
films,
flat.
Guinness, and iPhone Scrabble.
We did a lot of French films.
Didn't we?
We did
That's what we
the
did.
Mayreen films and A Prophet and stuff, and basically
We educated ourselves.
we're in bed by 9:30. You know what I mean? It's very rock star of us all.
I was in bed by 9:30. You were in bed by 9:30 the next morning.
How dare you?
We tried to thieve costumes, but we always got caught.
There was a section, we shot stuff by location a lot of the time. So I think one of my favourite locations was one we did a lot with Pete Postlethwaite, which was our bizarre warehouse style flat.
This massive warehouse, freezing cold loft.
Freezing. And I ate a lot of raw beans in there as well. Are beans raw in a can? Or are they cooked and put in sauce?
They're cooked, I think. You just need to heat them through.
They're like kidney beans. If you eat kidney beans out of a bag, they kill you.
Did not know that.
Fact.
But if they're out of a tin,
Maybe.
they're already cooked.
Or it might
So
be that he's making it up.
No, I
You
make
can never tell.
I make a mean chili con carne, so I know about these things.
You,
What was the question again? Oh yeah, killing
so
bono.
this warehouse was this kind of like...
The warehouse.
The sequel, Killing Ivan. This freezing cold warehouse was amazing, kind of with Nail and I feel to this warehouse. It was kind of
it was
decrepit.
wonderfully kind of East London looking, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And we had lots of scenes with Pete Postlethwaite.
Yeah, it was amazing to work with him.
He gently patted me on the bum several times for the film.
I watched it like a filthy voyeur.
Yeah, as I'm bent over, he just boop. And that was both an honour and arousing at the time. Let me think now. There was the hidden camera thing.
What was that?
I don't know about that. That's on the DVD extras.
Yeah, that's
remember.
probably you flip camming me through my trailer window doing something sordid.
Didn't we customise the names that were on our little Winnebagos? Did we do that on this? I can't remember. Look,
I don't
my
know.
life blurs
Pranks,
into one
I
big
don't know.
grey tapestry.
One massive prank. My life is a prank.
I can't really remember any kind of prank style.
Well, they
thing.
cast Robbie as my brother. That was a massive prank. That was just all a big elaborate ruse to just amuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, we had mighty crack. We did.
Monkey Tennis. I really like. Well, they're not. That we rewrote them because the originals were unlistenable too. But I really like "Where We Want to Be," which is the song that is sung almost at the height of our success.
It's in the trailer as well.
It's in the
Where
trailer,
We
but
Wanna
it's
Be,
also
yeah.
our happiest moment in the film. It's because after that we're in a kind of vicious. After that song, basically, Robbie finds out that it's my fault that he wasn't in U2. Ivan does. You were never going to be in U2. You weren't even born.
I could have been in U2.
You weren't born.
I could still be in U2. All I have to do is kill Larry, learn how to play the drums, and then charm my way into the back of U2.
Killing Larry's the sequel.
Yeah, we're going to kill Larry soon. Like, that's going to be a documentary, though.
I think it's unlikely.
I think I'm going to a gig soon, though.
Oh, that'd be good.
That's enough for me. Just to actually meet them would be all right. Yeah. I've never actually even met Bono or U2, or been in the same room as them. What was the question again?
I got asked if I'd met Bono.
Oh, yeah.
And I said no, not yet. And they said, why do you look nervous? I said because I'm in a film called Killing Bono.
Yeah. Play Dead was probably my favourite song. Just
that was a cool one.
There's a really good guitar riff in that.
Down, down, down,
and one I
down,
could actually
down,
play.
down, down,
Yeah.
down, down. He'd play it all the time on his acoustic because it was cool, and we'd kind of sing it in our trailers because that was a cool one. But Where We Want to Be is the kind of height of happy and height of kind of joy in the film for the characters. So I think I associate that with the kind of 16-year-old screaming girls of Belfast. Yes, they'd been paid to do it and probably didn't want to be there and were probably cold and tired and bored and hungry, but at the same time we felt great.
Scream or we're not paying you, we said to them, and they screamed.
Right.
Do you want to take the first?
I don't know is the answer. I've just been on the stage in the West End for 6 months, and so now I am sort of reassessing my life. No, I'm not, but I'm just sort of just deciding what I'm going to be doing next.
Cool.
But back into film anyway.
Yeah.
There's a few gigs I'm doing coming up. So schedule wise, it'll all depend. You know what I mean? At the moment, it's pending, and they're trying to move stuff around and juggle my life. Basically, my life is usually organised by other people, and then I just go and live it. But yeah, I think we're at a point of hoping it'll all work out. You know what I mean? You social networkers, what about talking to your friends via the mouth? Whatever happened to that, children? Huh? Stop typing and start talking. Get on with it.
Write a letter with your quill.
How's your U2 knowledge? Because I'm wondering if we can gratuitously fit in as many U2 song titles into your answers as possible.
Well, one song title that I can remember is
what?
I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Right,
No, I'm trying to think now.
I
haven't even asked a question yet, and you're doing it already. It's disgraceful. Right, I'll start.
Well, I was in New York recently, where the streets have no name, and
Right, you've already named. He's already named all three songs that I know.
I've got a list here from
Okay.
Wikipedia. Do you want to take a quick look?
Just
have
go
a
with the
quick look.
questions, and I'll
just start talking anyway.
Okay.
this is bizarrely obvious for the nature of the
No,
game.
it's ready.
I'm very
This is
tired.
war
Okay.
now. This
Anyway,
is war.
How many people? Oh, very good. That's good. That's good. How many people have come in today and said, "I'm disappointed this wasn't a documentary"?
Oh boy. Well, on another day.
Well, the sweetest thing about this whole press junket
I feel
is
like
that you're the first man to ask
No
that.
way. Well, I
Yeah.
didn't ask it. I was asking if other people asked it, so now I will ask
you
it.
I feel like I've
Yeah.
been sitting here since the 4th of July.
Yeah, I feel like I've sweated too much.
Yeah,
I feel
no.
like my pits might be on Empire website. You know what I mean? Just coming up.
Just lift your arms up like
Can you
that. and then-
Photoshop that out?
Yeah, we can get our best CG guys on
They've
the
done a
case.
lot of songs.
They have done a lot of songs.
Pages and pages.
They've been around
here.
for a while.
Are you surprised by that? They've been around for ages. Was your YouTube research not copious and in depth? Did you not go into them? Their
We
back
said
catalogue?
say get on your boots, but I couldn't possibly think of any
You can say it at the
sentence
end.
that could
At the
fit
end.
in.
Right, go on, get on your boots.
Get on your boots.
We watched the Rattle and Hum, but the DVD
Is that it?
together.
You just watched one film?
But the point is.
We obviously not playing YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. We weren't playing
It's
YouTube.
not a particular avenue of research that would be helpful for this film, to be honest.
But it might help you.
We read the
envious.
book.
I think because the point
Which is a
the
good
point
thing.
is that Neil and Ivan were so blinkered to anything that was happening in U2's world. Neil would actually turn the television off if U2 were on it.
Right.
So Ivan was the one going round going, they're in Las Vegas smoking cigars with Elvis, and we're here, you bastard.
Yeah.
Is that something as actors that you can relate to? Do you know, if someone comes on, he's got a gig that maybe you didn't get, do you go, you fecker, and you turn off the TV, or maybe throw things at it?
You go, oh, how's John doing? He goes, yeah, he just got that movie, prick.
It's kind of. Can you go and watch stuff that you've auditioned for and didn't get? Would you? I mean,
I saw
Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass. I auditioned for Kick-Ass. Yeah.
Oh,
that was good.
He was. I auditioned for the Red Mist part.
Ah.
You auditioned for Red Mist?
Yeah.
But you'd be a good Kick-Ass.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, you know, it's a bit late now, isn't it?
I'd like to be the Red Mist to your Kick-Ass.
Yeah. We could be our own dynamic duo.
Let's go now. We got cameras.
Plus, your man has a car. That might prove troublesome. I only have my permit.
Ben, have you ever auditioned for anything and not got it, and then allowed the hate to fester and grow? And
Yeah. And there was particularly a moment. The hardest thing, the bit that I could relate to the most, was the kind of just how do you get in? How do you get into this kind of? It's what Peter Serafinovich in the movie is like, into the sexy harem, you know. Or do you want to be a dejected leper on the outsides?
Right.
And I think that's the hard bit. When you first start out, you've got no clue how to access this world of how do you get these jobs and who's the gatekeeper, and so you fester for months and months, kind of trying different avenues. And I think that's kind of what I've grown to respect about the McCormicks, is that if their life, if it wasn't working for them, which it never was, they would change something, whether it was their genre of music, their haircut, their management, whatever.
The style of the back of their heads.
The style of the back of their heads.
It went from mullet to back comb.
And
over the years.
you only have one go. You only have one love, one.
Oh, it's good. He's back again.
I'm back.
I thought we dropped it, but no, it's good.
Yeah.
Chance. I don't know. That's one. But
I'll tell you one thing though. It's a
in the
beautiful day out
night.
there.
You've met Neil and Ivan, but have you had any feedback from the guys?
Basically, Ian Flukes, who's exec producer on this film, is also their booking agent. He brought a print out to Australia, and they sat and they watched us jump around and make fools of ourselves for an hour and 40, which is basically what this film is, if you've any interest.
We've made peace with the fact that we are making morons of ourselves, so just go enjoy, laugh.
Exactly, yeah.
Point at us if you want.
Yep.
See, it's the most mature comedy of all. But when they're laughing at you, not with you.
Absolutely.
But they like the film. Yeah. So it was.
Bono's going around calling it Killing Me. He actually is. That's the joke he's actually making.
If you had to kill Bono, what would your method?
How would I do it?
How would you do it? What would your method of dispatch be?
Just club over the back of the head, swap. You know what I mean? And then leg it, because it'd be hard enough to get close to Bono anyway. So trying to get out of there would be the problem, I'd imagine.
True. Yeah.
Trying to get out of the Circle Bar, after one of their gigs. Sorry, Bono, I have no intention.
Work
to,
really hard to become a
violence.
stunt coordinator. Tell him he's going to do an awesome stage dive, and then pay the crowd to disperse at that moment.
That's good.
That's
See,
slow
you're
and
there,
calculated.
You're culpable. You're
I'm
on the
brutish,
scene.
and he's
I'm behind the scenes. That's not going to find its way back to me.
You're more
Rohypnol him, basically. Rohypnol him. Have your way with him, right? Take a picture of you in him. And then kill him.
I don't want to cause any offence, but I think he'd be a rubbish supervillain. I think now I know why he didn't get Red Mist.
Yeah. Very good. Seamless.
Look, I said the same thing in the auditions. That's probably why I didn't get the part.
I just club in the back of the head and then
Whatever,
fuck off.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse. You can have that one, mate. My first time in New York was this year, in January, and it was, again, I got there and I wanted to live there immediately because it's a stunning place. And again, it's like London, it's very vibrant, it's a cultural melting pot, gigantic place, it's beautiful.
May I ask you how old are you?
I'm 23 years of age.
Jesus, che meravigliosa età, 23 anni, bellissimo come lo vedete. Do you like to travel?
I love to travel, yeah. I'm going to South Africa next week, which is work related, but still that's the benefits of the work, the acting work and stuff. You get to see a lot of the world through work, And then here I am in Sicily representing a film that I've done. It's beautiful.
So all the best, Roberto. I hope to see you very soon in one of these wonderful cities.
E sono felice di essere qui a Taormina con Killing Bono. Hey!
Bravo, bravissimo, grazie.
Grazie, grazie.
What's that sound?
Yeah, I was very much the eye candy of the film, whereas Ben was the hard, gritty, elephant man-like creature that had to go up there and give a embittered performance as the main man. It was a lot of... No, it was wonderful arguing with him for an hour and 40 in this, which is what this film is in essence. It's just one big bicker.
You have a nice time there, Robert?
Yes, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's nice to see you again.
And you?
I saw you last Sunday. Was at the Turtles Tales.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a surprising amount of glitz and glamour around that. I was wonderfully surprised. Me and Christine Bleakley, like holding each other, embracing each other in front of the poster. I was very proud.
You are a very adapted actor. You can sort of really make a fictional character your own, but how have you been able to transfer your skills into portraying a live person still?
Well, I think the idea was, how we started was, we didn't meet Neil or Ivan before doing this film. We didn't play them, we didn't kind of impersonate them or depict them in any sense. We just kind of struck up our own dynamic, myself and Ben, in a small room in London, figured out how best to argue and how best to kind of be, and we only actually met them close to the end of filming, so we played extremely exaggerated versions of the two guys, and they hopefully will thank us for it, or else we've just ruined their reputations to everyone who doesn't know them.
Because the script is loosely based on fact, have you been able to do that and play it a bit more, play the character up a bit more?
Yeah, I mean, again, we basically through the energy of myself and Ben, very much like a With Nail and I rip-off, we kind of just went with it. I mean, to be honest with you, this film, for anyone who's interested, is a series of arguments from start to finish, but comedically choreographed. So, you know, that was what we really focused on, you know.
That fella who played Ivan, he got cheated big time. He should have been in the clouds with rock stardom, but sadly not. He was held back by his stubborn, strong-headed brother. Serafinovich with his shaved head, he's looking all broody, isn't he? Looks like he's been drafted.
Robert, thanks very much for speaking to us here at entertainment.ie. Killing Bono, what attracted you to the role of Ivan?
Well, they asked me to do it, so
that was it, really, was it?
Do you want me to do it? Yeah, I'll do it. That's all right. It was a very, very good script, and I loved the fact that it involved two brothers knocking the shit out of each other for a whole movie. I loved the honesty of that, you know, because brothers argue, especially brothers of that age.
Did you feel any sense of trepidation portraying a real character? Because there is actually an Ivan McCormack out there. Do you feel any sense of...
There is. He's mooching around this hotel somewhere.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a new one for me. I hadn't played a real human with thoughts and stuff before. But the thing was, Nick Ham, who directed this film, he didn't want us to meet Neil or Ivan before the movie because, you know, we're not playing them, we're not depicting them biographically, we're just stealing their names. And loosely their story. So we struck up our own dynamic, myself and Ben, about how we would be brothers. We didn't study them or anything. We actually just met them near the end of filming when they made a little cameo.
And have to apologise to them at all for making them look at...
in advance. To putting this out in the world as their ambassadors.
Yeah. And I was asking this to Ben as well, but do you have any background in music yourself? Like, did you ever harbour an ambition back when you were a kid of jumping up on stage in front of 200 or 300 people?
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't, I suppose? But...
Who doesn't? I remember my first concert, proper concert, was some 41. I almost said 51. Some 41. And I got to the gate and your man went, "How old are you?" And it was over 16, so obviously at the point. And I went, 15. I was so honest.
Did he let you in?
No.
He didn't? Turned you away?
But then I snuck in. Myself and my mate, half. There was a bunch of us, but me and my mate didn't get in. And we eventually snuck in. The guy just turned a blind eye and just went...
whatever.
But yeah, sorry, musical experience. Well, that was an experience, wasn't it?
Indeed.
I used to play a mean Bowron as a kid.
Oh, did you?
A mean Bowron.
Not a lot of rock and roll Bowron.
My Bowron was made by a prisoner.
Really?
The Bowron I have was made by an actual man in prison.
What did he do?
Made Bowrons.
They put him away. He was too good. They put him away for it.
It was a triple homicide, but then he made Bowron, so it was fine.
He paid his debt to society in the form of Bowron.
I don't know what he did. I thought it rude to ask. Yeah, I played Bowron as a kid. I used to do flaciols and stuff. I remember the principal of my primary school used to let me come in late on a Tuesday morning because he knew I was in the pub on Monday night playing music.
the Bowron, really?
Yeah, and whistle and banjo a bit as well.
Oh, very good, very good.
But you know, they're all very rock and roll
progression
instruments.
to this, then, I suppose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To the axe, man.
Yeah,
to the axe. Looking like Slash.
And did Nick have to coax any sort of rock and roll posturing out of you, or did that kind of come naturally to you?
Well, there was much encouragement of the jumping around on stage.
Yeah.
There was like, do a lot of that. Just get to the mic for the bit where you're supposed to be singing. Because it's playback. Yeah, we were very much encouraged to be as rock starry as we possibly could, and they loved it, and the more energy, the better.
The more, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because you can't underplay any of that stuff. You can just go mad with it.
Yeah, it's kind of, I've seen it written down on pieces of paper before that this is like the younger, cheekier brother of the Commitments, which is obviously kind of an easy comparison to make, but I mean, it's not too bad being mentioned in the same breath as that.
Not at all. No,
Yeah.
and I suppose we had the same screenwriters, old Dick and Ian, Dick Clement and Ian Lafrene. So yeah, it's lovely. I think there is a very similar humour. Very, very Dublin. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and there are long sequences where we're on stage singing. You know,
Which
and it's
both of the films have.
Yeah, which is about the music. You know, so yeah, there's a lot of similarities can be drawn. You
Indeed.
know?
Yeah. About Love Hate, that was a really good drama miniseries there. Is there any chance you'd be going back to Irish screens at all?
Yeah,
you are anything in the
there
works?
is a chance. There's an absolute.
Is there anything in the works?
Yes, but again, I've already said it earlier, but I mean, I was told not to say.
Oh, then you probably shouldn't. Don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. No, I said it like twice earlier. But I can't. Look, I'm in an interview. I can't be keeping secrets.
Yes is the answer,
right?
so we're happy with
yes,
it. Okay,
yes, exactly. I answered the question,
Yeah,
didn't
you
I?
did. You did, like a pro.
I'm yeah.
Can I ask
back
you
doing
very
something
briefly, I've
in
been told to
Ireland.
wrap up here, but season 3 of Misfits, what's the story with that? Is that?
It's happening, yeah.
It's
It's in mad preparation mode at the moment, and
any idea when that's going to be hitting
hopefully
screens?
I'll be involved. There's a few gigs that I'm absolutely doing, and they clash, you know.
Oh.
But you know, we'll see what kind of schedule
See how it
happens,
transpires.
and, you know.
Cool.
We'll see if it works out, you know.
Well, Robert, listen, thanks for speaking to us.
Pleasure. Hi, everybody. It's really good to meet you.
Aye,
I just wanted to get a brief overview of what attracted all of you to the film in the first place, whether it be acting or the directing side of it. Just give me a little bit of an overview.
I was attracted to the story because I thought it was great comic material. That here was an everyman story about essentially failure and somebody trying to succeed but failing, and in that journey, that I saw the comic possibilities of that. That a kind of ludicrous and yet passionate attempt to storm the bastions of the music business ended in rejection and downright depression, which is the ultimate reversal to the way that normally music films work. Yeah. They normally work with where the third act they achieve fame and success. In the third act in our movie, they achieve rejection and depression. So that to me,
we've got smiles on our faces.
But they've got smiles as they do. So I just thought it was a great comedy, you know. And then
the eager look of a golden Labrador in our eyes.
Boundless enthusiasm for it. We've had some fans posting old videos of Shook Up on Facebook. Have you seen any of them? Because like Neil Cut's quite a eccentric character on stage when he's performing. Did you channel any of that in your performance?
Oh, well, I watched the two Duran scale home movie music videos that they made, and the dancing is incredible. I mean, I channeled a lot of their dancing, I think, in the performances, but I also kind of looked at a lot of kind of 70s rock stars like Jagger with his kind of funky chicken that he does, and the kind of Bowie kind of smooth kind of thing, and then you watch, you know, anything, MC Hammer, anything from the kind of 70s or 80s, I watched it and tried to inject it into one of my very virile performances.
Did you channel MC Hammer at all?
I was channeling all over the place. I was like Dara Kikora on set, you know, channeling like weird ghosts from the past. But I got very much into the whole new romantic style gay genie look. I embraced that wholeheartedly.
Yes.
That went down as well. But I don't see why that doesn't come back.
I see why it doesn't come
New
back.
romantic.
a lot
come
of
on,
us see
Adam
why it
Ant is a sex god.
You just want to be able to wear eyeliner all the time. That's
Yes,
it, isn't
and
it?
blouses.
Let's be honest. Okay, once you give these two guys strap a guitar around their necks, give them a ludicrous hairdo, put them in girls' makeup, and put them in 500 screaming girls in front of them all going bonkers, both of them loved being rock stars. All right.
The difference
and if you'd have
is-
said to them, "Will you want to do this as a job?" They'd have said, "Yeah." Robbie used to come off stage saying, "You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to. Why am I an actor? Why should I bother?"
It was, yeah, it was just, I mean, we embraced, it was quite
Yeah.
ego boosting, but it was a rent-a-crowd.
But
That was
the difference is you got to pay 60 quid to go and see you too.
Yeah.
We had to pay them 60 quid to come and see us. That's the difference.
Was that your favourite part of the film, almost getting to be that rock star, just even for a couple of takes, getting to channel that sort of musical aspect of it?
They loved it.
We love the screeching and the lunging. But I really liked all the stuff we did in the warehouse, in the freezing, cold Belfast warehouse. You know, the scenes with Pete Postlethwaite and the scenes just me and Robbie kind of wearing 6 cardigans and eating cold baked beans and bemoaning our very birth. That I really got into that stuff because that was the stuff when I read it in the script.
And having seen the film, some of those are my favourite parts.
Yeah, those are the bits when you're reading the script for the first time. You're immediately on your feet wherever you are in the world, doing it, strutting around, pretending to be that character. It's when you know you're onto a story that smells successful.
It also took everything in my power not to stage dive when I was up the front.
Just full on mosh pit in the middle.
Yeah, rocking a guitar solo.
You'd have had about 160
a lot of
teenage girls go, "What's he doing?" and run away. They weren't born when stage
They
diving
were
was
ready
cool.
with arms outstretched. They were ready for me.
But both of these guys did. So before we shot, because the music is done about 6 months before you actually start shooting. It's just like making 2 movies. You make all the music decisions prior to the physical filming. So we would, and we had to develop a musical journey for the movie that started with them as the band as pre-punk, then into ludicrous new romantic, and then ultimately ending in stadium rock. So these two, we went up to the recording studios in Northern Ireland and spent many a day up there recording and laying down the tracks and working. So they knew the music very well, in other words, before they even walked onto the set. And Bobby had practiced the guitar quite a lot. So it wasn't a question of, oh my God, what am I going to do? They both A, sung the songs, and B, they pretty much knew them. I mean,
I wasn't allowed a guitar. I tried to learn the guitar.
Really?
I tried to learn the guitar for this film. I was in Australia. I actually bought a guitar, which I'm going to make you reimburse me for. I learned how to play the guitar, and then I finally got there, and Nick said, "You look so much more ridiculous without the guitar. The guitar makes you cool, and I don't want you to look cool."
Musical dream has died.
So musical dream died, and
Robbie got guitar,
and out came
I was very much
moves,
the edge.
the spider moves.
Robbie
Shook up. Yeah.
I mean, because this is mostly, as you've been saying, a story about people failing rather than succeeding. Could you both, Ben and Robbie, relate to that idea of, someone struggling to kick off a music career? Could you relate it to when you were, trying to kick off an acting career as well?
I could probably relate because I'm not very good on the guitar. So I'd imagine very little potential if I tried to storm the bastions of the music industry myself. Because even though I'd practiced the guitar quite a bit, I was made to look a lot better by Joe Echo, who kind of
did the music.
Yeah, he devised all the music, kind of wrote the songs and so on. But
the journey's the same for an actor, isn't it? As a music, I mean, it's the
similar,
same.
No doubt. There are many failures and rejections along the way. Certainly, and we've all faced them.
I think the main difference is you can make the music without anyone else. You can sit in your bedroom and write a song and have it in the thing, record it, and you can do it and go and tout it around, which is what they did. With acting, there's only so many letters you can write to get going. There's no way into that kind of beautiful harem of the world of kind of sexy entertainment business, and there's no way of kind of clawing your way in there.
I don't know how sexy the harem is, to be honest. It still feels all quite domestic. I'd say that we're in it.
Isn't as glamorous, is it, somehow?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Now, we know Neil didn't make it as a rock star, so he became a music critic. What would you have all done if you hadn't made it as actors or directors? Where else would you have seen your career lying? going?
Well, they're just starting, so it's very different for them because they haven't even begun. They're still babies in their careers. So it's just like this is hopefully, you know, that's the unfair question. I don't know.
Yeah.
They still haven't even
we're
started.
We're both 22 years old.
They're both 22. You know.
There was a strange moment. I was in Thailand recently, and there was a moment where I thought I could just stay here and try and sell scuba diving trips to other tourists.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just go out and get pissed on the beach every night with all the instructors, and did that for a few days and thought, yeah, this could be my life for a while. But then I had a lot of gainful employment to come home to, so did that instead.
That's the plan.
Happily.
I mean, yeah, you've obviously been doing this whole film junket premiere thing for a couple of weeks now for this film. Is that, you know, what's the best thing and worst thing about it? What do you get think, oh God, not just another junket day or not another premiere? What are
The best and
Not
worst
another premiere,
moment.
Jesus,
The best and worst moment for me was when you've had 3 Guinnesses and you're at the Dublin after party and you hear from the other room Joe Echo, who wrote the songs, and his band go, and now we'd like to introduce to the stage the man who plays Neil McCormick in the film, Ben Barnes, and you're going, why? Why?
Why can't I just enjoy my Guinness?
Hold this. And then some bastard puts it on YouTube.
Yeah. Are we on YouTube, yeah?
Yeah, of course it is, yeah. Who was that then? Who put it on YouTube? Who could possibly
who
did
No.
that?
And as my final question, I would say, what was the most memorable gig that you ever went to? And can you just tell me about it? Or even the first gig you went to?
First gig I ever went to was Paul McCartney, the Flowers in the Dirt tour. I think 1989, something like that. And I remember I almost got asked to leave because I just started learning how to play the drums, and I took 2 straws out of the drinks that me and my dad were having and started playing on the people's heads in front of me. But I was only small, so I got away with it eventually. But
I rocked up to a Sum 41 gig when I was 14, right? And it was over 16s or whatever. And as I was coming in the gate, the guy went, "How old are you?" And I went, 14. I was kind of wonderfully honest with him, right? And he went, "Sorry, mate." And then I kind of stood there going, "What? I might be cheated out of this concert. What's going to happen now?" So myself and another guy weren't getting in. And then as the guy's back was turned, we just legged it in anyway and rocked the night away to Sum 41. Yeah.
Quality. No, I think we've got to wrap it up there. So
You have to wrap it up?
I have to wrap it up. So no, that's great. Thank you very much
We're still
indeed.
enjoying ourselves. We could do more, couldn't we?
We could waffle on.
We could waffle on forever.
Waffle on forever, but no, I'm afraid I think we have
Thanks,
to let you
Louise.
go to a press conference. So thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Lovely to see you again. And I'll have that check for you for the psychiatry. Excellent. Different therapy, actually. Yeah. You're welcome. I can't get into the feet. I know, yeah, it's a uncomfortable chair, actually. If I can ask you first, again, almost as part of psychology, is you've appeared in many movies, TV stories, but playing a real character. So even though it's a heightened reality, it's a different version of it. Yeah. It still is a person out there who's breathing and watching and knows the story. Did that pose any problems for you, or did you just embrace it and say, "I'm telling the story"? Well, as Charlie Sheen said to me, "I'm not bipolar, I'm bi-winning." Okay? And I just said, "You know what, Charlie, you're right, so am I." And so we decided to just not care about it and just bang 7-gram rocks and finish them. No. Okay, we'll be on YouTube. What was I talking about? God knows. We'll have to go on YouTube when I go back. Yeah, go for it, man. Playing a real character. Get these cameras. They're no fake. There's no film in the camera. You're okay. Well, no. Ivan McCormick, who I'm playing in the film, he is a real human being who walks around and stuff. But the idea was that we weren't playing them. You know, we weren't impersonating them or mimicking them in a biographical sense. We just kind of figured out our own brotherly dynamic, myself and Ben, and created somewhat of a unique relationship from scratch. We didn't meet them before we started the film, because the film is inspired obviously by the memoirs, but isn't directly, it's directly loyal to the truth of the memoirs, because it's exaggerated and beefed in order to be more dramatic. And like Nick Ham said to Neil McCormick when they were trying to write the screenplay, they're like, "The problem with your life is you've no third act, darling, but we're going to give you one. We're going to give you one." So that he did. So that required massaging the truth a little bit. So we weren't playing them as a rule. yourself and Ben, as you said, you got on very well, and part of the key to the movie is chemistry between you guys as brothers. That's why I'm intrigued that when you did almost an audition type thing, he was in Australia, you were over here through a video link. How awkward must that have been?
It was very, very strange because there was this we were doing a scene, so like obviously both of us were on plasmas to the other, you know, kind of watching your fellow actor on television, and there was about a 3-second delay because he was in Australia. So you know, you're going, Neil, what are you doing, man? Look, we got it. And he's like, yeah. So it was a very, very strange experience, but Nick loved him straight away. Because the thing was, I was cast before Ben, because obviously he was away, and they were trying to get him to audition, but he was madly busy with Narnia. So I ended up on the film quite a while before he did. But yeah, we just got on a storm as soon as we virtually met via a conference centre.
They always say that filmmaking is a very glamorous profession. But I'm wondering, shooting in Belfast in January and wearing long johns underneath your costumes, that's not terribly glamorous sounding.
Not at all glamorous, no. Drinking lukewarm tea from a polystyrene cup.
So how was the filming in Belfast in January?
It was, well, the January bit wasn't the most ideal, but it was good because a lot of parts in the film you see us like physically shivering, you know. You see the two of us going, yeah, man, yeah.
So it's pure method acting.
Yeah, you didn't really have to. Just shivered away and said your lines and hope for the best. So I suppose in that sense we were unaware. But the good thing about Belfast is it has the most amazing crews. Honestly now, I've worked up there 3 times, and some of the people there are just lovely, really good mates. And it was kind of nice to go back because it was like, alright, you know, I saw you 3 years ago, but it feels like I've never left. So yeah, it was lovely in that sense, and Belfast kind of looks like Dublin from the 1980s now, and
in a good way
as well. yeah, in a good way.
How nerve-wracking will it be, Robert? The premiere tonight is in front of an Irish audience, so that a lot of people who would have lived during the period would know some of the people represented.
Yeah.
Does that make it particularly more nerve-wracking, or is it you just take it in your stride?
I probably don't care. That's the problem. I don't care. But Nick Ham, who's director, he went yesterday. He went, so are you nervous about tomorrow? And I went, no. Why would I be? And he went, well, it's in front of Irish people, darling. This is a proper Irish audience. And I was going, well, I am now. I'm nervous now because you're making me think about it. But no, I'm not at all nervous. I think it's the film doesn't take itself seriously enough to warrant any kind of, harsh criticism. I mean, obviously, if someone doesn't like the film, that's fair enough. But it's not trying to represent history or the economic climate at that time or anything. It's not that serious a tone. In fact, it's quite a light, fast-paced, high-octane comedy with hilarious actors in it, right? Yeah. But so it's not like a drama that is very much attempting to show people what it was like back then. Even though it is period, and I have quite a lot of male camel toe when I wear dungarees in it, which you can all enjoy.
Which brings us to the fashions and the hairstyles on this.
Oh yeah.
Did you embrace it fully, or did you balk at some of the more glam rock wardrobe choices that were being selected for you?
I both embraced and balked. It was great. I loved all the fashion. I mean, the more outrageous we went with it, the better it was. I thought, because you at one point we arrived to London as 2 naive souls, and you have to kind of believe that these guys fancy themselves as pop stars, so they immediately go to a flea market, blow all their cash on stupid gay genie new romantic costumes, So yeah, there was an element of a gag in that. So it was brilliant. It was great, and plus, I'd love to walk around looking like Adamant because he was quite a sexy man. We should bring that trend back.
I think we will. I think you're going to start a new trend now.
I'm wearing women's underwear right now.
Go on, prove it. As a final quick question, Robert.
I'm not wearing underwear.
I know, I expect you weren't. As a final quick question, when I first saw you was actually down in Cork for Raggy Boy, 2003, London premiere. Since then, you've had a really strong film career, amazing TV career. So clearly, life is good for Robert Sheehan.
Life's alright, yeah. And I just got back from Thailand and Cambodia, where I was there for a month with my mates. So yeah, life is peachy, man. Yeah, it's great. And I'm kind of, I have a mad appetite for work at the moment. I'm just trying to eat my way through as many things as possible and do good stuff. And thankfully, there's a lot coming along, and I have a lot to get stuck into. And it's nice to offset that every once in a while with a holiday. So yeah, life could not be better. And I'm reading the works of Thomas Aquinas to keep my head in a philosophical space. No, I'm not joking.
I'm leaving that in.
Yeah.
Right, cheers up. Best of luck with everything.
Alright.
For Robert Sheehan and Ben Barnes.
Oh, go on, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We'll
join in on that one.
Yeah.
First of all, I can't believe I missed Chasing Status. I've just listened to their album for the last month and a half.
Did you not run into them in the live lounge?
You see, the thing is, I wouldn't know what they look like.
Oh, okay. They look good.
Their music's awfully good.
Very, very good. Yeah. I saw you both having a little dance in there to Pendulum as well, Ben Barnes.
Why not?
Some wonderful moves from Barnes.
Well, I've been practicing.
I know.
He's got some serious gurns, has Barnes.
Yeah, serious
gurns and lunges.
Beautiful stuff. So you look very smart. Is this for us?
This is entirely for you.
All for you.
Well, it's for you chiefly, and then it's for the screening, which we're off to straight afterwards.
Secondarily, though.
The premiere.
Yes, exactly. But mainly for you guys.
Mainly for me.
I'm glad you dressed up too. Thanks for that.
I wore a little jacket. Would you say this was a suit jacket? We've been having this debate.
Well, it's only a suit jacket if has it got trousers?
But I could afford both, so
it's got the one. Did you just put it on because you were chilly or because you wanted to impress us?
I put it on, because I wanted to impress you.
Okay, fair enough.
Has it worked?
Yeah, you woke up this morning, almost left the house, and then realised the video people were in, and thought I better wear something.
Well, I thought if I'm honest, if we're real talk here, I feel a little bit brain dead today. So I thought if I dressed smart and washed my face and cleaned my hair, then I'd sort of feel better and fresher.
And do you?
No, it's not working.
Well, you're on the radio, so you've got to be alert.
But now they're filming it, so it's kind of...
Yeah, so it's a bit like telly.
Yeah, it's a little bit like telly as well. It's the double whammy together. It's good. And so obviously you've just done a film together, Killing Bono. You're going to do the press of it. I imagine you've been doing that together.
We have, yeah. Although in Ireland, when we did a big premiere, it was very much divide and conquer, wasn't it? So we were in two different rooms, and they were bullying us separately.
Right.
Basically. Viciously asking us questions about how we got on with the other one, and then prodding for...
It was like an interrogation.
Oh yeah, we're going to do that again. Yeah, we're going to do that. And then the premiere tonight. Is this a sad day because it's the parting of your bromance today? Have you looked at it like that?
In a way, yeah, it's very much a reunion since we did this film at the start of 2010. And for, 6 or 7 weeks. And now we're at the end of our promotion. So, in a way, it's the final reunion. Yeah. But then again, there's a few film festivals coming up, so we'll probably be back together before that.
I don't feel like our bromance will ever die.
Taormina, baby, in Sicily. Is that where we're going next?
Someone mentioned it.
So we're going there.
If you're listening, Sicily Film Festival, we want invites.
Okay. I can hook you with that. I used to be on the panel.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No. But do you say the bromance will never die, Ben?
I do. That's what I say. I can't talk directly to Robbie in my own accent, even when he calls me on the phone, even now.
I did notice that just then.
It's by default. If I turn to him, I have to suddenly, I'm in Irish, and then I turn back to you, and it's fine.
I think it's very confusing for people who are with you when you're on the phone to me.
It's confusing for me in this head. Try living in this head where you're just warping it with your Irishness.
It was weird, because when we finished the film, Ben found it very difficult to go back to his Wimbledon accent, basically.
I was loath
stuck.
to.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I did get stuck.
How did you sort of give lessons on the accent?
Very much. They were paying me extra to be dialect
to coach him. See, I do that. I'm the same when I'm with Annie Mac, who I do a show with on Sunday nights. I can't help but do an Irish accent all the time.
Annie Mac?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So she's a lovely lilter from Ireland.
She is.
It's one of those accents, though, you just want to jump in and get wet.
I love it.
Get wet.
Yeah.
You seriously considered staying in it for life, didn't you?
The only reason I haven't is because I've already done about 4 or 5 years of interviews in my own voice. If I never had, I would much rather just rock it and be Irish.
It's very good.
I would be kind of Celtic.
It is.
It's impeccable. I would be awesome.
It's a very good, because Annie always shouts at me for how awful mine is. She was parking the car outside Radio 1 yesterday, and she was trying to get it in the space, and was like, back it up there in the box there, Annie. She's like,
That's kind of like an itinerant.
Bad. She's like, that's not how I sound. I'm like, sure it is, Annie, go on. Put her window up. Just ignored me. She hates
you
it.
sound a bit like a pikey.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, well, representative Annie Mac.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's why
minority
though, at least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ben, could you fill us in on the film? I saw the trailer, Killing Bono, but I did talk through quite a lot of it. So fill us in.
Were you shouting at the TV?
Yes.
And filling yourself in on it as you went?
Yeah. No, so if it was on and I was gossiping.
Yeah.
So I got the general gist of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Something about Bono.
Something
for everybody
about
listening.
Bono's involved. That's what it should have been called. There's something about Bono.
Something about Bono.
Like there's something about Miriam.
Yeah.
Bono's a woman. That's an exclusive.
That's the one. That's
Salacious gossip. I told you we'd get there.
He has been all these years. Sorry, Ben.
It's about two brothers, Neil and Ivan McCormick, and Neil McCormick wrote a book called I Was Bono's Doppelganger, about basically the decade of his life from school onwards. Yeah. And when they were 17, there was a couple of garage bands happening at the school, one of which was called The Hype. And Neil and Ivan McCormick's band was called The Undertakers, and basically it's about the next 10 miserable years in the life of these two hapless brothers, desperately trying to claw their way out of U2's large, cold, dark, impending shadow which starts over
Makes
them.
them sound so evil.
Yeah. To the world. These two idiots were in London in a warehouse, shivering, eating cold beans out of a tin.
Their first proper gig,
rehearsing their songs with bad lyrics.
Okay, and you play those two idiots.
Yes,
indeed. Yeah, it was it was a far stretch. You know what I mean? But we got there eventually in rehearsal.
How was it playing it like a rock star, but kind of a failing one? That must have been a pretty good role to do, right?
In our gigs that we filmed in Belfast, we had basically Rent a Crowd come in, which was like about 200 16-year-olds who were being paid modestly to scream at us. So, but then again, coming out on stage, a scream was a scream, so it was quite ego boosting.
Yeah,
all
quite
the same.
into it. How are the singing bits? Did you actually have to do the singing?
Yeah, we had about 2 or 3 weeks in a studio in Northern Ireland with a great songwriter called Joe Echo, he's Grammy nominated, written songs for Madonna and stuff.
No pressure then.
Wrote that Celebration song for Madonna. And so we were with him, he'd written these songs, and he was teaching me how to sing in the kind of all the different styles that Neil McCormick borrowed through his life, kind of whatever was popular at the time, whether it was Wham,
they
Queen,
changed it up quite often,
kind of that new romantic Bowie sound, and whatever it was, he was teaching me those different styles of singing, so I could kind of inject each of the performances with a different kind of flavour, really.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. It was a couple of the best weeks of my life, because, you know, the rock and roll without the pressure of it actually being you having to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was no pressure, because I could be
you were being
rubbish.
stupid on someone else's behalf.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great. Poor old Neil came out the dunce at the end.
We've made our peace.
Yeah, with the world.
With the fact that we're making total plonkers of ourselves in this film, and we're happy for people to jeer and point and talk through the trailer now. We're happy for that.
You're fine with that?
Yeah.
Good.
We're happy being laughed at, not with.
Yeah, good. That's a good place to be, I think. That's my career. And what about singing now? Have you sort of found a hidden talent of singing? Could you maybe release material off the back of this?
Well, now, we just got given in our hands earlier the motion picture soundtrack.
Oh, yeah?
With our names credited all the way down beside Joe Echo's, which is quite an honour.
Yeah.
Because it is our vocals that we laid down, you know, for the first 2 weeks. It was quite ironic, wasn't it? Because we went into the studio before we even started shooting, and Ben very rightly observed that the real Neil and Ivan spent years trying to get to this point, and we just like waltzed straight in.
By default, going, we're playing them, and we get to where they were trying to get to for a decade.
So we jumped straight.
But the soundtrack's great, and you know, Robbie's. Do you play any guitar on it as well? I sing about 10 songs on the soundtrack, and you sing the final track in the movie.
Yeah, and I lay down my secondary vocals
and all the backing vocals and everything.
Back them up, give them some bass.
Yeah, beautiful. We're going to play record, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to do quite a good game, I think.
Oh,
quite a good game. Not
amazing. It's a drinking game.
But quite
we're going to start boozing.
We're going to play a not
we thought it'd be a really good idea to get you wasted before the premiere.
It's 5:20. It's time to start
fine.
boozing.
People will expect it.
When we drink, we do it right.
Hi.
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 Hey there.
Are you all right?
I'm very okay, indeed. Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
So the premiere's in 1 hour.
Yeah.
How are we feeling? Do you feel nervous? What's it like when you have to go to a premiere?
To be honest, I'm lacking in sleep quite a bit at the moment because I had very little over the weekend.
What, partying or working?
Yeah, it was extended celebrations of nothing much, to be honest.
Yeah.
I need a holiday every time I go back to Ireland, so I'm feeling a little bit exhausted but buzzy at the same time.
Yeah. Do you feel nervous, Ben, or are you okay?
I'm a bit jittery, but I, unlike Robert, was in bed 9 o'clock every night this weekend. Wasn't I?
Not on Saturday, no?
Yeah, on Saturday
Didn't run into you on Saturday?
No.
At about 3?
No.
No? That wasn't you then.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I was telling Annie Mac actually yesterday. I ran into Ben Barnes and he's really excited about coming on the show. She's like,
was.
Probably had a few too many. No, he was genuinely.
He was on the floor in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he was excited.
So going back to the film, has Bono seen the film? Is Bono aware of this film?
Yeah, he is. They had a screening for the band and all their entourage in Melbourne when they were on tour. And Bono, this is my favourite thing, is that Bono is now going around asking people if they've seen Killing Myself.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
I really like that.
It's a bit like Ari Emanuel from the real character from Entourage, who goes around using catchphrases that were made in the show by Jeremy Piven.
He came up with the title as well, Killing Bono.
Because I was going to say that might be quite an aggressive thing. How would you feel if there's a film called Killing Ben Barnes?
Yeah, I'd be really upset about it. But he came up with it. It was called I Was Bono's Doppelganger, and he thought, let's call it Killing Bono. I'd wear that T-shirt. I know a lot of people who would. So at least he's got a good perspective on it.
It's a bit like. Wasn't there a thing out in Channel 4 a while back called The Execution of Gary Glitter?
Really?
And it was a hypothetical situation. And, it was a bit weird like that. Because in no way is this film an assassination attempt on you, Bono, if you're listening.
Nobody's attacking Bono. Everyone can calm down.
He's got plenty of security anyway. It'll be fine.
I imagine you've been to premieres before. What's it like on that carpet? When it's, people are like, who are you wearing? What's happening?
It's quite an adrenaline-filled thing, and I tend to come off and not have much memory of it because you're just bouncing from side to side, and not really in control of what you're doing.
I was saying it's weird. It's not really like a band when people are screaming their name and waving at them. They're doing what they're there to do. They're on stage doing what they love. When we're doing what we love and doing our kind of thing, it's like 17 men in a room watching us quietly, and then when we're actually strutting down the carpet, all we've got is a wave and a smile and our weaponry. That's it.
You're like, what can I do?
Yeah. Nothing.
Dance, go.
I've usually brought my own camera onto the red carpet and took pictures of everyone else.
Yeah, they all really get shut. Oh, I don't know about this.
Me going, hey, thumbs up and a smile.
Do you have a special red carpet look?
Just smile a lot.
I can't stop smiling though. I tried to do a few serious Zoolander.
Do a few to the camera because you can watch this online.
I try to do but I'm too happy and it just comes. It's a nervous grin.
My worst thing that you see on a red carpet is usually a lady doing this. Come around here. I'll demonstrate it. It's when a lady comes like this and then she turns.
I hate this.
Like this and then over the shoulder.
Hate it!
Hate this! Hate this!
I hate
Why?
It's
do one over the shoulder, darling.
I'm always told it's to show the back of the dress, and I'm like, but
it's to make them look thinner, though, isn't it?
It's like stand in the most unnatural way you could ever stand.
Twist your head around 180 degrees.
Yeah,
I was at the BAFTAs.
Isn't it brilliant?
Helena Bonham Carter was doing that, and I ran into the pictures with her,
doing the same.
I went, hello, and she went, who's this now? And I went, never mind, it's okay.
Never mind, darling. You've got
just
the wrong
smile.
shoes on.
Just smile.
Can one of you please do that for us tonight?
Oh yeah, maybe we should.
Robert, I volunteer Robert.
Yeah, okay, Robert, go on.
This is like peer pressure.
Yeah, so just a casual hand on one hip, you turn your back to the camera and head over the shoulder like this, okay?
But what if they don't get the irony of it, and they just think I'm doing it for real, and I'll just look a fool?
Well, they'll get it, they'll definitely get it.
They'll get it. Everyone will get it. Everyone will love you for it.
I will do it for one moment.
Okay, please, just one picture, and we want to see proof tomorrow. We'll find it online.
You can put it on the
tomorrow.
website.
Okay, please do that for us, Robert. Okay. Or you'll never come back.
I'll do it if Ben does it, right?
Ben?
We're in this together, Ben. Come on, brothers, musketeers.
Yeah, if you do it together, then it's a bigger opportunity for the poor paparazzi who work very long hours.
Yeah.
And then also, it's less embarrassing for both of you.
We've proved from his experience with Helena Bonham Carter, though, it's a single solo thing.
Yeah.
I think you're better off.
Well, I'm expecting at least Robert and maybe Ben thrown in as well.
Good expectations.
I'll brave it anyway.
Okay. So we thought, because, it's all about Bono and about U2 and stuff, we'd do a U2 punathon. I have recorded a little kind of monologue, and I just want you to tell me my best Bono impression.
Oh, right.
Very good. Very good.
We'll be the judge of that.
Is it? I mean, if next time you do an Irish film or an Irish voice in a film, you can take this away as like a reference point, just to, when you're back in the trailer, like how do I say that word again? This will be like your guide point.
This would be the inspiration.
The Rosetta Stone of accent.
Yes.
Give me
Give us a hard copy of the show.
That. Yes.
When we leave.
Yeah. So I want you to tell me how many U2 songs or albums are referenced in this little story. You can play along at home.
I'm going to make a fool of myself.
Okay.
I only know 3.
Okay, so just write. You have pen and papers?
We do.
Okay, just write them down as you go. Okay, Here we go. I was walking towards the city of the blinding lights through the boy, and the weather was horrible. We're in the middle of an electrical storm, even though I thought it was New Year's Day. The scene of the rain and the trees, the Joshua tree had been hit with a pop of lightning. Even the discotheque was closed. There was so much of the rain that it almost as if someone had worked out how to dismantle an atomic bomb, but failed. The boy with me wanted to stop. It was his desire, but I told him I needed him, as sometimes you can't make it on your own. He was an angel of Harlem, the fool. Then it stopped, the rain finished, and it was the sweetest thing, as if the war had been won. It was gone. Despite the clear day, though, we were lost. We were in a part of town where the streets have no name. After all the searching, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Potatoes, Annie Mac.
Oh, God!
How was that?
I feel like I'm offended as an Irish person.
What? That was well practiced and researched through the talents of Annie Mac. She was my vocal coach on that.
You sound like somewhere between Jamaica and
Newcastle.
like Merseyside or something. Bizarre.
It did falter. A little bit.
It got a bit Northern Irish at one point.
It was kind of like
streets have no name.
Name.
Look at the difference between mine and Robert's.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Robert's got a series of sticks he's written, and I've got a series of words.
Song titles.
Which
Yeah, I don't have time to be writing down the titles.
I would have done what Robert done, to be fair.
Yeah.
Robert, how many are you saying there?
Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I thought we were supposed to then list them.
I have 17.
Okay. 17. And Ben?
Well, 15, but to be fair, I was trying to also write down what they were.
Yeah, and also I was sometimes just putting things down because I hadn't put one down in a while.
Okay. I knew it.
Oh, there was probably a title in that sentence.
There's probably one in there. So you're saying 17?
Yeah.
And Ben?
Well, there's clearly at least 20, but I've only written 15, so
Okay.
if this was countdown, I'd have lost already.
Okay, we are going to hear it again with the pings.
Okay.
Okay, so it's going to go ping like this. And we'll work out who is the winner.
I'd love to win a pot. Like
Okay, and this is the Jeopardy. Whoever loses has to do the over-the-shoulder thing on the red carpet.
Right.
Okay.
Deal.
Yeah, but how do you say who won? I'm saying 25.
What?
Because we're going to find out how many.
Oh. As in how many you wrote down, or you're saying 25?
We didn't have the same rules, because I wrote mine down.
I'm going to stick with 17 anyway.
Okay, so how many you got?
Okay.
Yeah.
And can name.
I was walking towards the city of the blinding lights with the boy, and the weather was horrible. We're in the middle of an electrical storm, even though I thought it was New Year's Day. The scene of the rain and the trees, the Joshua tree had been hit with a pop of lightning. Even the discotheque was closed. There was so much of the rain that it almost as if someone had worked out how to dismantle an atomic bomb, but failed. The boy with me wanted to stop. It was his desire, but I told him I needed him, as sometimes you can't make it on your own. He was an angel of Harlem, the fool. Then it stopped, the rain finished, and it was the sweetest thing, as if the war had been won. It was gone. Despite the clear day, though, we were lost. We were in a part of town where the streets have no name. After all the searching, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Potatoes, Annie Max.
17. 17.
There is 17 songs in there, Robert. You're the winner. 17
Having
songs.
said that, I wrote 15 of those down correctly.
Whatever.
I feel a bit like the guy named
There was 17.
Oh, yes.
Let's read the question again. Can you spot how many U2 songs or albums are referenced in this little story? Did it say name them?
Is it, no. Is it a bad
You were
thing?
just trying to be extracurricular.
Is it a bad thing to always want to go that extra mile and give that little bit extra?
Get ready to do the funny backward pose that ladies do on the red
over
carpet.
the shoulder.
Tonight,
And if
Ben.
you could cock like an inner leg as well, that might be quite nice. Sort of elongate your back a bit.
Maybe pull up some trouser.
Yeah, oh yeah, show an ankle.
Show off some calf.
Get the fans going mad. His calves are amazing.
Quite a good game. This was this was billed as.
I feel very victorious.
Quite a good game. Boys, thank you for popping in.
Pleasure.
Good luck at your premiere tonight. But for now, Robert and Ben, everybody. Thank you.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Thank you for dressing up for us.
No worries.
So, well, let's go meet him. It's very nice to be back in old Dublin town. It's the sweetest thing. Like it. But what is bosh?
Enough messing, Rob. They tell us about the costumes in the flick. Were they flamboyantly fabulous or fantastically foul?
There were lots of bizarre costumes from the 80s. I don't know why people walked around looking like that, but you know.
Do this interview, I'll do a video of you. It'll all be very subversive.
Where's it going?
I don't know. It's going on the internet, baby.
You better get her in as well, then.
Yeah.
Robin, tell us what it means to have Bono's approval of this film.
Oh, Bono, yeah, Bono loved it. He saw it in Melbourne. And look at that fella, his camera's way bigger than mine. Sorry, right, I'll stop doing videos now and pay attention to what I'm supposed to be doing.
Hey, Joe Echo. Sorry, right. Bono, yeah, they watched the film in Australia recently, and they gave it their blessing. Apparently, they loved it, and they were. I think they talked about it recently, and it was all very positive feedback and stuff.
Bono's going around calling it "Killing Me."
Killing me, yeah.
Apparently.
Killing myself.
Killing myself.
So.
Your accent in the film was very impressive.
Oh, thanks.
How did you cope with that?
It was very confusing being in Belfast. It's about the most different, it's most unhelpful place to be when you're trying to do a Dublin accent, basically. It's like being in Australia trying to do a South African accent, just difficult. But I had him and all the other guys in the film trying to, helping me out with the Dublin thing, and I decided just from the moment I landed in Ireland to the moment we left to stay in the accent, because when you got Peter Serafinovich and all these brilliant comedians kind of going off script and off zany, if you only know how to say the words on the page, you're in trouble.
Yeah. You have any experience, obviously it's all about friends having trouble with the success of their other friends. Have you got any experience of that? Or?
I like to be cutthroat on the way up. I see people as a flesh ladder that you just have to climb.
If they don't succeed, just kick them.
Yeah, just get rid of them. No, not at all. Not in any way, shape or form.
Robert only has beautiful, successful friends, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I only surround myself with bikini models, and
he's very shallow, though.
People who own yachts and stuff.
I think it's good to kind of this business is so based on just right place, right time, and good fortune,
Yes,
and
exactly.
it's so rarely to do with talent, really. And I think so. Just support everyone else on the way up, and hopefully they'll be nice to you on the way back down.
Are you going to give it all up now and start a band together?
Probably.
I might give it all up and take up crack and live in Thailand and like teach people how to scuba dive and stuff. Because
you're nodding, so serious.
Without the crack aspect, I did that recently and just went scuba diving, and it was amazing. Crackless mind, but yeah.
I couldn't do it as myself. I don't think my ego could take being a kind of a failed rock star. But I don't mind ruining Neil McCormick's life more, and maybe going on tour as him.
Exactly, yeah.
Because there's no pressure on that.
At the end of the day, it's his name, and he's taking responsibility for all your mad moves.
Yeah. Why not? Spinal Tap did it.
Yeah, they toured.
Yeah.
Cheerio, guys. It wasn't too hard for me. It was more of an epic challenge for old Barnes here.
But I just hung out with him a lot, and
in fairness, the accent was fairly impeccable. Thanks. Perfect.
I mean, you both brought like some really good vibes onto the screen, actually. How did you guys get the dynamic working as brothers?
Just spent too much time together to the point where we wanted to pick her, I think.
We were very much like husband and wife, not specifying which was which.
I specified.
But, look, we switched from big spoon to little spoon. We alternated, keeping it very equal, the relationship.
Just want to take one quick picture and then we're back.
The leather trousers and the wigs and the crowd that we rented in the film, and we paid them vast amounts of money to scream for us, but it still made us feel like rock stars. It doesn't matter. The job was still on and still counts. Plenty from our fake love.
Nailed that accent. That's a hard accent to pull off, and the Irish are very particular if you get that wrong. And he played that in the movie.
I don't know.
Over 1,000 people.
Okay.
And they love